As 55. You're listening to 1270 AM, 92.1 FM, WMKT. Talking to Don Hooper right now, who is a candidate for Congress, and there's a caller on the line. I'll let them finish in just a moment. Don, go ahead with your thoughts. I had to cut you because of format, but not because of time.
Okay. One of the other points that he made was about Dan Benishek and Linda Goldthorpe both. He is absolutely correct when he said that I did tutor them somewhat. Now, not so much on Benishek's part, but they both called me and didn't have any idea what they should do to run for the U.S. Congress, and so I informed both of them. I said, well, if I help you out on this, you're going to be an opponent of mine, so I wanted them to understand that. But I was willing to give them the basic information, and I was really kind of astounded the fact that they knew so little about it. And they didn't even know what they had to do to file petition signatures and anything like that. And so I spent a little bit of time with both of them, especially Linda. I met her in a restaurant down there in Escanaba, and we both talked about that for quite a while. And Linda and I have gotten along real well since then, but I was able to help them a little bit to get them started. And I was also astounded to think that when Dan went on to the Mark Levin show, and also when he was talking to me, he didn't have any idea of how many counties were in the 1st District of Michigan. And that's astounding, you know. If you're going to be representing people that cover 5/8 of the landmass of the entire state, and you want to represent them in the U.S. Congress, you at least got to know who they are and where they are and how many counties there are. So that was something that I helped them out with, but since then things have gotten a little bit tougher, and I'm not going to do any more helping at all whatsoever. As far as putting out signs like the gentleman suggested, I am going to bring signs down there, but I've made 11 trips so far south of the bridge, and I haven't got down to the Antrim County to do much down there. I won't be able to come down there now until after the 4th of July. I'll be up here. It was a hard choice of mine. There's so many places I would have liked to have been on the 4th of July, the various parades and everything, but they're going to have a big tea party in Iron Mountain, and I think all the other candidates are going to be there at that time, and so I think that's probably where I had best go. And so you've got to look at it when you get, you know, I'm a Tea Party person myself, and I put on 5 of them, and so I think I better stay up here for that period of time. But anything else that anyone would like to know about what's happening right now, and if any questions, I'd be glad to answer them.
That sounds good. Caller, do you have any questions for Don, per se?
Well, Don, be sure to, I'll make contact with you on the internet, and I'll get these signs in very good spots where there's exposure, and definitely try to get more funding for you. And I will contact the Ron Paul people. My brother is in Petoskey, and he took Congressman Paul, guided him up to Mackinac when he was in the area, and has met Ron Paul's whole entourage, and Ron Paul loved his family. I think you know my brother Bill, and he will probably be able to get some help for you there, because Ron Paul is now under attack because of the influence he's having all across the country with his financing. A lot of these are helping in the financial aspect of a lot of these people running against the incumbents, and they're beating them. And it's because the truth always usually comes out in the end. And the people that are running against you right now are uninformed, have the different, are too tied to the Democrat-Republican paradigm, which is just a system that's set up to make people think they have a winner on one side or the other. And I know you understand that, and that you understand where the problem lies in our government today, and it's from outside influences that are drawing our country down to its knees and trying to get rid of our sovereignty that men and women have died for. So,
well, you hit that right in the head.
You, God bless you, Don, and just keep it up. Yeah, when you get, I'll make contact with you, and if you bring me any amount of signs you bring down, they'll go up.
You know, even the smallest...
Thanks for the call, by the way. Appreciate it.
What, Don?
No, I was just saying thanks for the call. I appreciate it. We'll let Don answer.
Don was going to say something.
Yeah, even a small amount of contributions toward my campaign would be appreciated, because I'm virtually operating on, and I told Greg a few minutes ago, I'm out on the road right now, and in order for me to keep campaigning, I have to work at the same time. And so I act as a consultant for a company, and I go all over the whole country, and I have to fit it in between my schedule. And I'm up against a huge amount of money, especially from the Beneshek people. You know, they got over 300,000, and they could buy me out about 20 different times. But that's what I'm up against, and so I have to live with it.
Well,
and,
Don, that goes to show you that when money's being thrown at somebody from a political party, those are the ones you don't want to go get in, because that's their chosen one. So thank you very much, and God bless.
I thank you for your call, and I think that these people that want to get into Congress right now without any experience at all, now I don't have any experience in a political office myself, but I've been around for such a long time. I'm probably the most experienced candidate in the entire United States, and being a political junkie, you know, I know what's going on.
Well, you also ran against Bart Stupak and almost beat him one time, so that right there is good ground.
I got 108,000 votes at that time. That's more votes than there are people in the city of Green Bay, Wisconsin. And I believe that it's the most votes that anyone ever got running against Stupak. And I know there are some people out there that say, well, Don, you shouldn't be running anymore. You had your chance out there 3 times, and Stupak beat you every time. But when you look at it, you know, I should be lauded, if anything, the fact that I was able to get out there and to use my own money each time and run against Stupak. I debated him maybe 20, 25 times, and he's not all that brilliant, and his philosophy is much different than mine was. And so rather than saying I shouldn't run anymore, I think they should say we're thankful for the fact that there was a name on a ballot and it was yours. And I kept plugging away on it. And I think that a fact that a person is able to get out there and to take that much of his life and put it online, it means that he's dedicated to it, and I most certainly have been dedicated. Nobody can deny me that.
Amen,
after 8 years.
Amen. Take care. God bless.
Yeah, appreciate the call. It's good talking to you today. Don, I'm going to ask you to hang on because we do have a news break taken, then we'll have more conversation. Can you stand by for me?
Sure.
All right, do appreciate it.
That's you want.
Excellent. That's Don Hooper. My name is Greg Marshall. This is WMKT. Continue with Don Hooper till about the top of the hour this morning. Don Hooper is a candidate for Congress and the Republican ticket. Continue the conversation now with Don at WMKT. I appreciate you spending some time with me this morning, sir.
Oh, my pleasure, Greg. Every time I talk with you, I get inspired because I know that the feelings in your heart are pretty much the same as mine are. And while we're talking about this matter of people running from Congress, and they got out there and come out of the woodwork, all of a sudden no one would touch Stupak when he was at a peak of his strength, except for me. But now they're out there, and I think that they really ought to look at this more seriously than what they are. Most people that are running for a political office think that, well, I'm going to have a nice suit on, and I'm going to get a good salary, and I'm going to be very important, and I'll be able to come back here like a conquering hero. And I think that they better take a long look at that, because I'm of the opinion that we could be in for some very nasty times down in the U.S. House of Representatives. In fact, I think it could get to be dangerous if things keep going like they are right now, because something has got to be turned around. And when we start on the new session in the coming year, we don't know what's going to happen. It could be anything. Before it's all over with, we're all liable to be using the new powers granted to us by the Supreme Court to be packing a pistol. I hope it doesn't get to that. But you never know what's going to happen down there. And so I think they better get these illusionary ideas out of their head that it's going to be a simple and rewarding test, because it's not. It's going to be hell to pay, I think, in the coming year.
Don, you've talked about several things when we brought up issues of the day, and you've said that's not the important issue today. People aren't seeing the big picture of what's really going on. I want to give you a chance to talk about what's really going on.
We've got to be careful, and the sovereignty of our country is by far the most important thing, and our biggest enemy right now, according to sovereignty, is the United Nations.